everybody. Welcome to Crochet, a Canadian crochet podcast. I am your hostess, Claudia. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Claudia. I herald from the base of the Rocky Mountains in southern Alberta, Canada, and I love to crochet and I bring you things that I love. So welcome aboard. I just realized this is a different setup that I'm in today. So I'm not in my basement because I tend to do these episodes at night, and I notice, and obviously you notice as well, it's very, very dark where I am. So the sun has started to set-ish. We're getting some weather rolling in, so the lighting is not great in the first place. So I unfortunately have to make use of as much artificial light as I can. And when I'm in my basement, I'm very, very limited in that capacity because we don't really have a lot of lamps and not a lot of place to put lamps down there. So I have been relying on the grotesque overhead lighting, and then now I have my ring light that I've also used down there, but it's just not quite enough, and it doesn't matter how many lights I turn on, and it doesn't seem to matter what time of day that I record either. So I'm giving this a shot. So I am upstairs. This is my living room right here. I've pushed a few things off to the side so I have some space. This is our banana tree. And this is our, again, I'm not saying this right, but I think you know the chair, my polling chair that I have moved from my upstairs down to our main level. This is where I like to sit. So today I have a lot to show. I will show you what I finished and my works in progress. You'll have to forgive me, my hair is doing a really weird thing today. Sorry. Anyway, I have all of these lovely things to show you, and then also to show you a very particular crochet, I call it crochet sickness that I have. We all get it at some point. So if you're new to this and you only have 2 balls of yarn, consider yourself lucky, and it's a gateway. So here we go. I wanted to show you the things that I finished. Finished. Is there nothing more beautiful in the crochet language than that word, finished? So the thing I'm going to show you first is a blanket that my son had, and it was the very, very first thing that I knitted, and it was, oh my goodness, when did I knit it? Probably about 5 years ago. And then he didn't really care for the shape, and he didn't really like it, he didn't use it, which is fine, that happens sometimes. He had seen a blanket very similar at IKEA, and I got him to come to Michael's with me, and he picked out the yarn, and then I knitted it up, and that was an unmitigated disaster because I'm not a knitter, as I found out. So I took it all apart 2 years ago, and then I sort of got started on this waffle stitch, and then I didn't finish it. And I was digging through and cleaning up a whole bunch of stuff in our house, and I found this in a box, and I was like, oh my goodness, I should probably finish this up. So I did. So here it is. I'm just going to show you a small part of it. You can't get this yarn anymore. It's a chunky yarn. I used a 10 millimeter hook, to make this. It is a waffle stitch, and it's very, very heavy. But the thing is when I knitted this, it was able to be a single blanket size, like single bed blanket size, and now it's just a big square. So that goes to show you, knitting and crochet do not use the same amount of yarn. Just word from the wise. I'm wise now. But yes, so he really likes it. It's very heavy, and my son has ADHD. Not that he needs a weighted blanket, but I thought if he could even have something that would give him a bit of a heavy feeling that he could fling off in the night and not feel trapped, he would like that. But he's never been that kind of person. He doesn't mind if you kind of like squish him to sleep. So we call this the squish to sleep blanket, or he calls it his snuggle square. So he likes it now. He's used it. Love it. Happy. One thing off of my plate. This blanket. So I crocheted this. It is made in the same size as the seat cover for this whole chair, so I can just lay it flat on there. And I just used it in that way because I tend to get this chair really dirty. Our cat sleeps on it, and not that the cat's dirty, but he's hairy, and it's harder to get his fur off of all of the fabric and take this off and stuff. Plus, I've had this chair since before my son was born, so it's 13 years old, and the wood is in good shape, but the fabric, the black fabric, just did not hold the dye very well. So all of it looks like this, but in the seat part, it's very, very worn, and it just looks kind of dingy and old. So I know I can go buy another seat cover for this, but I also had all this yarn So I made it. I really like it. I put some tassels on the edge because Kitty likes that. He thinks he's hiding when he goes underneath it. And this is Bernat Cozy Yarn. It's that white and gray twisted stuff. And then I don't know what kind this is. It was just something extra I had in my basement because I thought I may as well use it up. And I liked, like, it was the same size and I like how this looks. It kind of has like a sock monkey vibe to it. So those are the 2 things I have finished since my last episode. So 2 things in a week is pretty good for me anyway. Next, on to all of the stuff I'm working on. Brace yourselves. I tend to take on a lot of things, or I get an idea and I want to start it so that I don't forget about it. And then invariably I do. So there's a joke that we have, and it's something like, I go and I look at the yarn in my basement and I say to myself, I'm going to finish everything in here before I go and buy more. So for me, that applies to projects. I go and I check my project stash and I see what I have left to make, and I promise myself I will finish all of these before I go and get more yarn and start something else. Then I laugh and I laugh and I laugh because it never happens. I have good intentions, terrible follow through. So these are the things that I am working on right now. This is something that's half done, but I am making progress. May I introduce my first gauntlet of the pair that I wanted to make. So you can see it's in progress because I still have to weave all the ends in and all that stuff. But essentially it is done. I haven't decided whether I'm going to make thumbs for it or not, but I'll try it on for you. I guess there's still the embroidery aspect. So I wanted long ones. These are long, they're to my elbow, but they're so pretty. This yarn worked up so nice. I put a little bit of ribbing stitching up here and at the bottom. Yeah, so there's that. So I may or may not make a thumb for this. I haven't decided yet. I have to make the second one to match it because one glove is good to know one in Canada. Just believe me. You can't drive like this or just like this. It doesn't work. So one gauntlet, one of 2. That is what I'm working on for this. I am making a triangle scarf out of this very, very thin yarn. I believe it's called It's a Wrap. They don't make this colorway anymore. It's light gray, dark gray, and black. So I have 2 balls of this, and I have got this far. This is usually kind of where I drop off for a while, as I get about this far because the pattern goes really well up to here, and then I start to realize that the sides take a long time. I don't know what it is. It's really like it's a psychological thing, but that is something else. It's thing number 2. Number 3, my daughter asked me to make her a Christmas sweater, so I made this. And she decided at the last minute she did not want arms, and I'm trying to convince her she probably would like some arms, but instead it's just like a little jumper tunic, I guess. Yeah, sure, it's tunic size. And I would like to point out, I have this string that I just wove down the center because I counted all the stitches and did my best on that. Like it might be the tiniest bit off, but I tried to do math and do it properly. The only thing is that it's not in the center of these stitches. Like this one's actually the center, not this one. So I originally tried to put it down in here, in between. Where is it? Right here. And it looked terrible. The thing is she would like to have a snowflake on top of here, and I have done things like this before for her with cross stitch. I am not very good at cross stitch, I have found out. I learned a lot with the last project that I made for her, and I can use those skills with this, but it always takes so long. So that's all that I have to do with this, and tie in the ends and things like that. Not a whole lot, but yeah, it's just, I'm putting this off because I'm kind of dreading it, and I'm going to have to hurry up because she wants to wear it for her Christmas concert recording, which is coming up pretty soon. So, oh, give me strength. Give me strength to do this one. I did not use a pattern for this. I learned how to make these square neck yoke shirts. That's what this one is. I made this one. Same basic format, except I did the neckline a little differently, and this is a lot thicker yarn than this one. So it turned out like this, but it's really cute. It's really cute when she puts it on. Okay, so there's that. Next is the dress. Oh my gosh. This was going along so well, And then all of a sudden it just wasn't. So I tried this on, and if you follow me over at Instagram, I posted a video of it and I was hemming and hawing and I didn't know what to do about it. So I got this far, which is a bit, it's not as much work as I think I only got about that much done since last week. It's almost at the length that I could wear it. That being said, I tried it on and it poofs out really weird around like my hip area, which I don't understand because when I look at my stitches, there's no increase there. I'm not sure what happened, and I'm really disappointed. I'm kind of sad because I've come to the realization I'm gonna have to frog it. Frogging it, for those who don't know, means that you rip it apart and start again. So I think I'm giving myself a break to the new year with this one because it made my hands so sore and I've done so much work on this, like back and forth and things like that. I just need a break where I'm not thinking about it, because I even like unconsciously think about it. I dream about this dress at night and how I'm going to fix it. So the only thing I'm able to do right now is take it apart, and I think that this has just ended up being too wide, if I had to guess. I don't know. I might actually have to look up a pattern on how to make a skirt to figure out how to fix this, but I'm going to take it back to here, which is the waistband we were talking about before. I may even take that out and take a few rows up. I'm not sure. I haven't decided, but again, I'm taking a break from this to finish up my other projects. I have a couple of other things I would like to actually start and finish before getting back to this. That's why I'm giving myself, what is it now? Like 6 weeks until I look at this again. I think it'll be good, and hopefully I'll be able to like think in the back of my head how to solve this problem, and maybe I can just figure it out. Maybe I've just made a dumb mistake and I will realize it once I've frogged it. I don't know, but this is technically a work in progress. It's going to be hibernating soon, so hopefully in the new year we will see this again. I've shown you this blanket before. I have not worked on it since I've showed it to you, but this is another thing I need to finish. Okay, as I was saying, I want to wait for that dress till the new year to start it up again. I don't want to necessarily have all of these things done in the new year or before the new year, before I start on that. I mean, in a perfect world, I would love that. It would be great that I could just get all these things finished and then I can start on that. I don't think that's realistic. I have a full-time job. I am a full-time mom, all of that stuff. So this is things that I take care of in my downtime, and you know, it is what it is. Like, I'll see when I get it done, but I really want to get all these things finished before I start other stuff. Oh, I went to Michael's and they had this fluffy chenille yarn, and I loved it so much that I bought it, and now I'm making a new blanket for our bed because wintertime's coming, and I just love fluffy things, and it's this really pretty like antique white color, and it's 100% polyester, so it'll wash. But oh, I couldn't not buy it. And then I was like, I'll finish all these other things and then I'll start on it. You should know by now, I can't be trusted. I have no self-control when it comes to these things. So I've got this far on this blanket. This one is definitely down the list in terms of needing and wanting to get finished. This is like number 10 out of 10. So, and I mean that like 1 is important, 10 is not that important. I didn't actually count. This might be the 10th project. Let's see. There's that. It's in my bowl. It's still baby size, so it fits in there. We'll be migrating to a basket soon. Okay, this is the last thing. This is the last thing that I can find anyway. If there's other stuff, I probably have no intentions of finishing it because I've hidden it so well. I spoke about this one last week or the week before, maybe. This is what I call my car blanket. I work on it when I'm waiting for my daughter to come out of school, when I pick her up. So this is a waffle weave, again, waffle stitch, same as this shirt, and it is the color that is down here. So this is what it'll look like. That hook, what did I use for this? I think I used a 5mm for this, and then for this one I am using, I think, a 3. Let me double check. Oh, this is a 4. I think this is actually what this calls for. This color is called Pumpkin Spice, but I have other colors to add to this, but it just sits in this bag because it's so small. Like, I'll be able to fold it in here until it's probably like half of a queen duvet size. So that's that. So I present you with my haul of shame of things that I'm working on that I'm not done, that I need to finish. So, yeah, you know what? Feel free to pass judgment. When I look at this, I 100% judge myself that I have no self-control, that I can't say no, that I should just finish things, but I don't. And I'm gonna fall into old habits, but I have so much yarn. I just need to use it. Don't we all? Don't we all? Even if you're new, just wait. It'll happen to you too. I have no patterns for you guys this week. I have been really busy. Actually, I'm trying to declutter a bunch of things in our house. So I like to do both a spring clean and an autumn clean in preparation for winter, because I like to be able to have space to do the winter things that we do. And winter things tend to take up more space here. Like a toboggan is really big, whereas, you know, paddle boards are not. Our snow pants are big. Oh, it's starting to snow. Oh, shoot. I love it. I know it's going to come. I always know it's going to come, but I'm never ready for it. Never ready. I'm just like, oh, just one more day. Anyhow, I'm so sorry. But it is. It literally just started snowing. What was I saying? Oh, right. Snow pants take up a lot of space. Scarves. And while I love that, like, I love this season because I am really inspired to like crank out all of these things, and scarves and mitts and gauntlets and toques, and oh gosh, I make so many things over the winter time, and I love to give them as gifts, and I love to keep people cozy. Like, I really love like hominess. I love candles. I love the idea of like huga, and Swedish, I believe it's mir, and the Dutch one I don't know how to say, and I won't say it because I'll butcher it and it'll probably be an accidental swear. But I hope all of like the Scandinavian countries that participate in sort of this like indoor-ish time of life, and then us as, we have a large settlement of Icelandic people in Manitoba, so I hope we're like not like the little like cousin, Scandinavian cousin. I don't know. I like to pretend. Anyway, I love to partake in all of that stuff. And I actually like to crochet because it keeps me warm in the winter time. I get really cold. It gets to be minus 35 degrees Celsius here every winter. It's not uncommon. And I love that, just sitting under a blanket, working away and being warm and cozy and having a fire on and lighting candles and having background jazz, all of that stuff. And then I also, before COVID, I used to have my friends come over and do this as well. I would have, I probably wouldn't turn the fireplace on because it gets hot, but I'd have between like 2 and 7 people come, and we would visit and crochet, or I teach people or anything like that. And it was so lovely. We'd have cookies and tea and things. Yeah, I loved it so much. So I'm looking forward to this season because I will be able to get through this stuff, but I have put myself on a very strict yarn budget for the next 6 months. And that's just because I really don't need any more yarn. Like, I have baskets full of it in the basement. You can't see it when I'm shooting, but it's like all of that stuff would be directly above me in those other videos. That my husband, bless his soul, he made me shelves so I could put my yarn baskets up there. And I got a lot. But I mean, I have enough stuff that I can make what I want. So my problem is usually like I will go to the yarn store and be like, oh, I'll buy a bunch of that and I'll make something with it later. And I usually do. It just takes me a long time to get there. So I'm trying to like catch up on my stash. So I may also, there's some of it I don't think I'll ever get around to using. So I may do a restash. That's a story of my life. A de-stash. But I will keep you all updated. It would be for local only, just because I want to get rid of stuff. But yes, I'm on a really big kick of downsizing things for autumn and preparation for winter, now that it's legitimately rolled in as I'm recording this. And, you know, just, do I need that much stuff? Like, I don't. I really don't. As I say this with a giant pile of stuff that belongs to me on the floor. One is for the trailer, one's for my daughter, my son. I'm giving a few things away here. It's not keeping all of it. Oh gosh. Okay. That's my shame. I feel really bad now being transparent about this. Thank you so much for joining me on Crochet today, and I hope that where you are, if it's snowing, that you stay warm. If you need some ideas on things to make to stay warm, check my description box below. I have linked the Atlas Crochet triangle scarf pattern that yours truly has made. I'm not reviewing the pattern because I'm biased. I think it's great, but that will be the pattern du jour. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. If you wouldn't mind giving me a like and a subscribe, and you hit the bell to be notified when I upload again, that would be great. All of your interactions with this channel really help it grow, and I'm so grateful that you all decided to spend your piece of afternoon or day or evening whenever you're listening to this. I'm so grateful that you took time to do this. I hope you have a great day, and I will chat with you next week. Bye!